Greetings everyone and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda the Minish Cap. Today, we're going to take on the first dungeon, Deepwood Shrine. First we have to listen to the hat. The hat, as I've mentioned, is kind of the replacement for the fairies of the 3D Zelda series. And I think it might be the first time that something like that shows up in one of these 2D top-down perspective type Zelda games. Anyway, Deepwood Shrine is fairly simple, as any first dungeon would be. Got some pretty kick-in music too, if you ask me. Can't do anything about those spider webs just yet. You would think your sword could slash through them, but alas, it cannot. We have to find a very special item to deal with those. These slugs are no threat whatsoever. 2 hits with the sword will kill them unless they're on their back. 1 hit will kill them then. A classic light all the torches in the Zelda room puzzle, and we net ourselves a small key. You should know what small keys do by now, but Eslo feels the need to tell you exactly what you have to do with it. You're going to find out that he's even more annoying than any fairy has ever been. Plus, he's berating and abusive to Rick. Oh, you think I should? You think I should pull it? Really? You think maybe that's a good idea? Wow. I'm beginning to hate that hat already. Alright, so these mushrooms are kind of a new addition to the Zelda world as well. As you can see, you just kind of grab onto it, pull it back, and it can launch you across the room. The farther you pull it back, the further you launch. Later on, we're going to have to do a little more controlled jumps with that, but for now, it was a pretty simple tutorial on how to get into it. Yeah, it's a big-ass barrel. Well, it's not that big, because we're tiny. Anyway, we're going to light these vines up. You'll see why in just a moment. Now, if you remember, this dungeon and pretty much every dungeon in the game is done with Link shrunken down into the Minish size. So, our hero is basically the size of a thumbnail while he's in here. So everything is huge. But, when you think about it, this dungeon is really only the size of, what, I don't know, a big rock. And there we go, we've released the barrel. So now when we go inside, it'll be able to rotate. Can't do anything about these mushroom cap enemies just yet as well. We need the super secret item to take care of that. Yes, it moved. Thank you. We're going to go down here first. There we go. Alright, this kind of an enemy is... I don't know, some kind of a beetle bug thing. When it sees you or you attack it, it tries to zero in on you and attack you very quickly. Otherwise, though, it just kind of walks around. Not too bad. That was a poorly executed jump there. Let's pull it all the way back. There we go. So now we can get this treasure up here. There's a piece of heart over there to the right, but we can't get to it just yet. We'll actually get that later on. Alright, so we've netted ourselves a dungeon map. When you look at the dungeon map, you can see where you've been. Those are the blue rooms. Purple rooms are rooms you have not been to yet. Flashing room is the room you're in. Pretty simple. That's all there is to it, really. It's just a dungeon map. There we go. It's a little better. Alright, if you kill the slugs before they flip over, as I said earlier, it only takes 1 hit to kill them. Oh, really? Wow. Alright, so as Eslo said, we needed something to hold the switch down. You would have found that out if you just stepped on it. That it is a pressure switch. Push the pot over. Done and done. You think? I don't know what Eslo thinks of Link, that he has to describe to him that he's able to push and pull things. I also don't know why I keep calling him Link. This is Rick. I was calling him Link because I was so used to, in the prologue, describing things. I will now call him Rick, because that is who he is. Rick has been on many adventures, and his ancestors have also been on many adventures. He knows how shit has to go down. Alright, we've done everything we can do down here. It's time to rotate the barrel just a little bit more and take the top right path. Can't do anything with that spider web there just yet. Which way? Oh yeah, this door is a one-way door. Back to the key door! Sorry for the rolling there. You have to push R to unlock doors. That's one thing in this game that seemed a little weird to me, getting used to. When you are in any of the other 2D Zelda games, you just walk up to the door and it opens up. In this one, you have to actually push a button to open it. Still looking for money. Yes, sweet rupees. You start off the game with a regular sized wallet, and you can eventually upgrade to an adult's wallet, which can hold more money. That's something we have to get from a fairy. But I'll get that when I get to that. But this room's not quite that simple. You have to pull the first statue past the first button, because you need the second statue to actually hold the button down, or else it'll get in your way. Oh my gosh, it's one of those kill every enemy in the room type of puzzles. We haven't seen that before in a Zelda game. Oh, I'm having such trouble with the last one there. But we net ourselves a key. Fantastic. And a rupee. Now, I did mention it before in writing, but I haven't said it yet. But this game does have some glitches to be had as well. Nothing along the Link's Awakening level. I don't think anything is as glitchy as that in the Zelda world. Maybe Ocarina of Time has some glitches there equal to that. But there are some in this game, and I'm going to be explaining them mainly in the bonus video, not during the regular playthrough, because I want to keep it a clean, straightforward playthrough. You can kill these guys with pots, but it doesn't really serve any point right now. What we have to do is go in here and fight a mini-boss! Yes, a giant caterpillar type deal. Hit him in the nose, he turns gray, and a heart opens up on his tail. You can pretty much guess what to do from there. While he's red and flashing, he is invincible, so watch out for the spider webs on the wall. They'll try to bounce you into the center, push you into his path. Otherwise, though, he's not too much of a threat. And there we go. Done and done. A rather fancier jingle. We've netted ourselves the special item. It's the Gust Jar. Alright, so the Gust Jar is a new addition to the Zelda franchise. We've never seen it before. What it does is it sucks in air and spits out air. You can use it as a weapon. You can use it to pull things to you. It's pretty handy to have. And there we go. We've gotten that piece of heart that we saw earlier. There's one other piece of heart in this dungeon, and we're going to get it a little bit later. The Gust Jar has 3 levels. You can suck in until it turns yellow or red, or keep it just on the blue. And when it's blue, it just shoots a little burst of air. Yellow is a slightly medium-sized burst of air, and red is a pretty fast, large burst of air. And that's, you know, pretty much all there is to it. You can also use it, though, to suck up the pollen off of these mushroom caps, which apparently makes them not invincible anymore. I don't know how that works, but hey, whatever. I'm not going to question it. Alright, there's actually a lot of buttons hidden in this room of things that we can grab. They're hidden underneath all of these spores that we have on the ground. So Rick just has to do a little bit of housekeeping to uncover them all. There's one right there. It's going to net us 10 mysterious shells. Not really sure what they're for. Well, I know what they're for, but I'll keep the mystery alive. Alright, 10 more shells. Well, hey, we're off to a great start with the shells there. Now, this isn't like Link's Awakening, where the secret seashells are there and they're hard to find, and getting so many of them nets you a level 2 sword. That's not how this game works. We'll be using those mysterious shells for another purpose later on. Alright, that button opens up a blue portal, so all we have to do is find the other end of the blue portal, and we'll have ourselves that other piece of heart. Alright, so the only thing to do now is just progress on. But not before finding another secret switch and netting 20 more mysterious shells. Wow. 40 mysterious shells already. We're in the first dungeon. Holy shit. It's a lot of mystery and a lot of shells. Alright, that is a pressure switch, so pushing a pot up onto it will help. And Eslo is going to state the obvious, yet again. Yeah, there's nothing we can do right now. Obviously. But first, we can find out what's in this large treasure chest. Oh, it's the compass. Alright, so collecting the compass will add things to your map. If you look at your map, like so, it'll show the treasure chest as well as where the nightmare is hidden. So, pretty useful if you're looking for treasure. And maybe you're trying to find out maybe where the boss is. I don't know, maybe you're lost or whatever. I'm not going to be doing too much checking the map after this. I just showed you guys the map this time to show it off. But I pretty much know where I'm going. I've beaten this game a few times. You can ignore those guys. They no longer serve any purpose. They never really served any purpose before. But now that we have the Gust Jar, we can suck that spider web off and use the final exit from the barrel. Rick somehow survives that fall. Alright, using the Gust Jar is also how you sail around in this game. I think I've already figured it out, Eslo. Thank you very much, though, for your inputs. Greatly noted. Anyway, shooting the Gust Jar will push you forward. It's kind of awkward to get used to at first, but they give you this little tutorial. Basically, the first dungeon is a tutorial on how to use it, because we're going to be using it quite a lot in the future. Watch out for enemies, because they will knock you off the lily pad, and that is a bitch to handle, because you have to pretty much start over. There we go. Yet another pressure switch. This dungeon is chock full of pressure switches. We know how to handle those. I'm so surprised, actually, that Eslo doesn't pop up and say, "We need something to put on that switch." Yeah. That's a horrible Eslo voice, by the way. But I'm not doing it. I can't. It's physically impossible for me. Alright, if you make the Gust Jar more powerful, it will blow you farther. But the time it takes to charge it up, you could just shoot yourself that far anyway with a couple of the shorter blasts. Plus, it's easier to control when you use the short bursts. Or at least I think so. So that's pretty much how I'm going to be sailing from now on. Alright, now we have our key. We can go back to that junction that we saw earlier. And go that way. We're actually just about done with this dungeon. Yeah, I'm just going to speed this up because it's taking a while. Alright, so here we are. This time, though, we're going to be going the North Fork. And then over to the west. Watch out for the slugs that fall from the ceiling. That was a close one there. He didn't even make it. Alright, so one more giant chest. We've already gotten the dungeon item, the map, and the compass from the giant chest, so those of you who have played other Zelda games can guess what's in this one. Oh, awkward. Alright, this room is full of those mushroom caps, so you gotta pretty much learn to time it correctly here. Not time, but place yourself correctly so that you don't end up falling in the water. It's kind of tricky, but you're not, you know, it's not like the other Zelda games where if you fall in the water, you have to, it puts you all the way back at the entrance to the room. This one is a little nicer to you and just puts you right where you fell. Alright, so we've grabbed the big key that allows us to get into the room where the nightmare is, and hey look, it's the blue portal. Alright, so we've got that second piece of heart. So pretty much in the Zelda games, if you collect 4 pieces of hearts, it will give you 1 more full heart container. So we have 2, we're halfway there. You can also collect full heart containers as well, but you only get those after beating a boss to a dungeon or something like that. And hey look, 20 rupees. Nice. Alright, only one more thing left to do, and you pretty much ought to get there. All we have to do is go through this other path over here. And we are to the boss door. That gigantic lock on there is the boss lock. Can only be unlocked by the big key. One more bout of mushroom manipulation. These pots have hearts in them to refill your life before you go fight the boss, but we really don't need it. Alright, so every boss in Minish Cap is basically just a regular enemy, but since you're so tiny, it is a big problem. Get it? Big. Ha ha ha. Anyway, so this dungeon's boss, as you can see, is going to be a green chew. Alright, so the way to beat him is use your Gust Jar. If you pull him towards you, it's going to suck some of his jelly out and make his feet tiny. It's going to blow his balance off, or something along those lines. Watch it though so he doesn't fall on you, because that can hurt. And this is the point where you can damage him. Probably only takes about 4 tries doing that, but now he's going to try jumping on you, which you would think pretty deadly, but it only takes 1/4 of a heart damage, so not too bad. It is a first boss after all. They don't want to kill you right away. That green chew looks familiar. Where have I seen that before? Oh yeah. I will say that I'm not too excited about the boss music in this game. I don't know, it just doesn't seem as cool as previous titles have done, but hey, what can I say? I'm not going to complain that much. Like I said, this game is a love it or hate it type game. I just happen to like it. Alright, one more bout ought to do it. Your best bet when he starts jumping around like crazy is to just do a little bit of Gust Jar and run, a little bit of Gust Jar and run, or else you're going to get smashed. Like that. I'm demonstrating how not to do it. And there we go! Defeated. It's going to explode. Alright, so after beating each dungeon, you're going to collect an element. And remember, we were searching for the earth element. So that's what we've got! Only 3 more elements remain. Which means only 3 more dungeons, right? Right? Well, almost. There are a few more dungeons. It is a short game, but I don't know, it's really fun. They do cram a lot into this small game here. Alright, grab yourself the heart container. We now have 4 hearts, which is nice. And the green portal takes you right out of the dungeon. And that's it for Deepwood Shrine. Thanks, Eslo, I didn't know that. Alright, we will take it to the Elder next time. I'll see you guys then.